Welcome to the channel. Buckle up as we drive into rare, colorized photos of vintage car wrecks that bring early automotive history to life. Comment if you recognize any of these classic cars. A Cudahy Packing Company truck hangs off a stone wall, rear wheels dangling. The crowd seems calm, maybe too calm for this cliffhanger moment. 1938. Two men strike a pose with a battered car, one inside, clowning around, proving car wrecks were photo ops even back then. Crash warning sign ignored, 1960s. In a twist of irony, a classic car crashes head-on into a crash warning sign. A bit too late to heed that advice. This sleek 1950s convertible met a tree head-on. A headstrong car stopped in its tracks by nature's oldest roadblock. A classic American car accident scene from 1923, where the roads and vehicles were equally unpredictable. An early car tilts into a trench, students gathering to observe the mishap. An unusual after-school lesson in vintage car recovery. A truck nosedives into a sinkhole, tilting precariously as two men look on. Proof that road surprises are not a modern invention. A crowd gathers on a bridge, watching a car half submerged in the water below. Classic onlookers of an early 20th century oops. White House auto mishap, 1924. Even the president's backyard couldn't escape the occasional fender bender. A fence heroically holds back a car from plummeting. Brookline's early take on crash barriers, circa 1931. A tow truck pulls a car off a lamppost, an ironic rescue as the helper vehicle needs some help itself. An overturned car lies near a large building, debris scattered nearby. Looks like a wild ride down the hill ended here. A solemn crowd watches a man lean on his crumpled car, the front bumper flat and tire sagging, Massachusetts plates and all. The 1940s, a tow truck hauls away a convertible after a crash with a sedan, likely wishing for an easier day on the job. 1940s, one car decided the high ground was safer, perching right on top of another. Bystanders gather to ponder this balancing act. Charles River car plunge, 1933. A crowd peers over the edge at a car that dared to take the plunge, half submerged, half on the wall. A U.S. mail truck rests awkwardly by a sturdy tree trunk, an unexpected special delivery with an immovable obstacle. A car sits half buried in a ditch, looking like it missed a turn. Three men in hats ponder how it got there on this snowy city day. Garage crashing truck, East Cambridge, 1938. A truck decides to upgrade its parking, crashing through a high-up garage. A wrecked car leans against a wooden fence as a police officer inspects the scene, setting a serious mood on a dark night. A car hits a fire hydrant on North 7th Street, raised up by the hydrant's might. Kids in winter coats gather to see the snowy scene. Two cars collide, leaving crumpled bumpers and onlookers. Police and neighbors assess the situation, a fender bender with vintage flair. 1934. A truck and L-bus collide in South Boston, a public transit clash that turned the streets into an impromptu meeting place. A car crashes into a below-ground shop entrance, wedging itself in front of a delicatessen. A crowd gathers to view the aftermath of a car struck and dragged by a train. A crash that really took off the rails to a new level. This car flipped over and found itself in a puddle, front wheels reaching for the sky as if asking, "How did I get here?" A man calmly poses by a battered car in a snowy field. Missing wheels, exposed parts, and scattered debris tell of a major mishap. A car crashes into a utility pole, leaving it teetering over the street. Worcester, a car and bus collide, creating quite a scene. Rome Transportation Co.'s bus shows battle scars as a crowd in hats inspects the wreckage. A car crashes near a statue of the Virgin Mary, adding an ironic twist to this 1936 roadside scene. A vehicle rolls onto the sidewalk, leaving passers-by in 1931 wondering how it made such an unusual parking choice. A car with a crumpled hood gathers curious onlookers under the moonlight, proving crashes were prime entertainment back then. A collision at the corner of Warren Avenue and West Canton Street in South End brings the neighborhood out for a look. A police officer crouches by a car with a crumpled front end, assessing the damage. A typical day's work in mid-20th century accident scenes. A high-angle view shows a car flipped on railroad tracks, a scene blending urban chaos and a very wrong turn. Two boys examine a car flipped on its side in the woods, a mystery hidden among bare trees and fallen leaves. A Henry R. Grant catering truck hangs above water, drawing a crowd. It's anyone's guess how this delivery took a dive. A crowd, police officer, and kids inspect an overturned car against a fence, an early 1900s spectacle on a quiet street. A flipped car rests against house steps, wall debris everywhere. Even in the early 20th century, parking was tricky business. In a wintry scene, a car sits damaged in deep snow, bumper twisted and wheels bent. A true lesson in icy roads and vintage driving skills. A car overturns near a sidewalk, taking out a fence in the process. A police officer and curious bystander assess the scene. Badly battered car, 1930s. In a quiet neighborhood, a severely damaged car becomes an early 20th century attraction. An ambulance tips over on Stewart Street, proving that even rescue vehicles have their fair share of mishaps. A vintage Audi supports about 20 men on its roof, a factory demo to prove its durability. (1932) At Northampton and Washington Streets, a car finds itself outmatched by a trolley. Let's just say the trolley won this round. A rescuer descends to a car stuck in icy water as a crowd watches, eager to see how this dramatic winter scene will end. Testing an early pedestrian safety device, because apparently running into pedestrians was safer if you used a gadget.